Hey, welcome back to Mike's Diabetes World. Today, so far we're sitting at 7.8. I just wanted to start this video, and the next thing I knew, it wasn't showing, so I had to stop and I decided to restart this video. Got an awful lot of time left on my calibration. I have 1.225 active insulin left in my body. Okay, if you noticed, or you can't notice on here, earlier today I dropped low. And over here, you can see there is no pink, which is my basal rate, and there is no blue lines, which means my pump is not giving me any insulin that I need to live for long periods of time, and 2, it's not correcting for anything. So that's how it protects you if you drop low. And for 2 hours, it really didn't do anything until I was up and stable enough. Then you can see here, the basal rate started again. It'd be nice to know what is happening. But this also ties in on what I want to talk to you today. And that is about over-treating your lows. We've all done it. And I hope you stay tuned for the rest of this. This channel is provided for informational purposes only. Contact your physician for any diagnostic or treatment plan. Okay, I can remember going to my diabetic, I call them daycares, but that's an old term, my diabetic center. And it's in a hospital. It doesn't even exist anymore. They tore it down years ago. But in there, I was taught how to treat lows. At first, she asked, and if you have a low, how are you treating them? And I said, well, basically, I open up the fridge and shove everything into my mouth. Wonderful answer. But it's true. That's what diabetics tend to do. And then for the rest of the day, you're paying the price because your blood sugar shoots up, and it's a virtual mess. Keeping your blood sugar is high or low is not really the answer for you long term. You want to be as normal as possible. Now, with my pump, I am able to preset to 3 different areas. It tries to keep me at a certain level. So very shortly, I'll probably start getting correction values. And this will help bring down my blood sugar. This happens when I don't even think about it. But as I mentioned before, it stops for 2 hours if I drop really low. Now, for years, I'd go and make peanut butter sandwiches and honey and cereal, whatever I could find in the house. And I would eat that, and that would help bring up my blood sugar. But like I said, when I woke up, I would feel really ill. On the flip side, though, I couldn't get up and move because I was really low in bed. But it never even occurred to me to have something in my room to drink. This was just sort of before I took responsibility for my blood sugars. So, here is a plan you can follow under the advice of your doctor. Number 1, test your blood sugars. A lot of times before, I wouldn't test my blood sugar. And I would go around either too high or too low, and I'd stumble home. And the common saying around my place was, "Are you low?" I don't know how I survived. I really don't. But anyway, I would come home from doing graveyard, and I ate all day, all night, so I didn't think about eating anymore, but I took insulin and went to bed. Gee, I wonder why around 12 to 2, I could wake up with low blood sugar. Never thought of testing it. Oh, I'm feeling it. I've got to go treat. Well, you don't want to do that. You just don't want to assume unless you can do it. You can't get to a glucometer. Sorry, she tugged. But you don't want to clear out all the food in your house. There's, I've mentioned this site before. There is a diabetes site called TCOYD, Taking Care of Your Diabetes. And one of the endos there may be more than one, but I know for sure, 2 of them are both type 1s. And this one, Jeremy Pettis, says he puts apple juice by his bed because if he drinks one of those and goes to sleep, he's fine for the rest of the night. But if he gets up, he'll start going to the kitchen and eating up the storm, which again, just like the rest of us, causes him to have high blood sugars. And if you're not careful in the way you control your diabetes, you're going to end up with the roller coaster effect, going super high, taking insulin, crashing, eating more and going up. And ideally, you want your blood sugars fairly steady. Right now, as some of you know, I really haven't had the luxury of following the straight line. Sometimes I go down. I haven't really gone up again. And that's something I need to look into. But just eating everything isn't the great thing. So let's get back to the plan. First of all, test. Second of all, is if you are low, and low could be any area in which treat. Here, I start to treat at 6. And if I drop below 4, I get glucagon. But that's not what I want you to do. Because you have to ask your doctor, when do I treat lows? After you've done that, and if you are low, have 15 grams of carbs. They used to say that was like 4 lifesavers. I don't know if it still is now, but you can find the cheese sticks or the peanut butter sticks where you rip open the lid and you just use the crackers and protein. That's not really a great way to get up. Once you have achieved your higher blood sugar, that may be a snack to hold you on. Now, after that, you test again. After 15 minutes, you're going to test again. If your blood sugar is still low, another 15 grams of carbs. And we're talking fast acting. This is the time for the 1/4 a cup of soda pop or apple juice or orange juice. Years ago, when I was first diagnosed, they always did orange juice with sugar mixed into it. Didn't really work that great. After you do that, do it a third time. And after the third time, if your blood sugar still isn't going up, depending on what time it is, you may need to call for help. In BC, we have something called 811, which is manned by nurses. I'm sure a lot of other jurisdictions have something close by. Some of us take a little bit longer to recuperate and to get going. But once we're there, we're fine. After you reach your goal, have a protein and some crackers to give yourself more of a base so you aren't going to drop low. And then hours after, when you wake up and you're going, sometime the next day, review your information. See, why do you think you went low? Did you miscalculate a carb? Did you take too much insulin? But don't overtreat. The desire there is quick. As soon as you get your blood sugar starting to come up, your hunger will sort of begin to wane. It may take a bit for it to go away, but it will go away. And I do like Dr. Pettis's idea of having juice or something close by and open up and drink so that you don't have to get up. You don't have to wake up and say, oh, I'm hungry, I'm still hungry, I'm still hungry. Your body will thank you. Your waist will thank you even more. Now, with this, when we're talking about lows, and I know we're talking about don't overtreat a low with sugar. On the other hand, if you wake up and you can't do anything for yourself, well, I don't have one here anymore, but if you live alone, get a button that you can press. They've been advertised years as I've fallen and I can't get up buttons. It's a good thing if you're ever left alone in your apartment or whatever. It's a good thing to have, but call for help. And if you have to call for help, discuss it with your doctor or your diabetes educator shortly after it. And with that, have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now. My email is mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com. mikesdiabetesworld@gmail.com.